Well, hello, my name is Gary and I'm from Southern California. I'd like to tell you a story about my journey with prostate cancer and over the last 3 years. I never felt that I would be a candidate for cancer. I go to the gym 3 times a week. I play golf 2 and 3 times a week. My wife has enough honeydews to keep 2 men busy, so I'm busy all the time. But I was pretty much devastated because I thought I was not a candidate. I take a lot of vitamins, watch my diet, basically on a Mediterranean diet, very little red meat. We eat it, but not that often. And I am pretty much in good shape. I do a lot of cardio, a lot of weightlifting, try to stay and maintain my health as best I can. The prostate cancer hit me from left field. You know, I didn't know this, but I had to deal with it. I had no option but to deal with it the way it is. 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with a elevated PSA. It was 4.5, and the doctor, general family doctor, suggested I go to a urologist. They did a random biopsy and found, out of 14 samples, they found 1 core with 8% cancer. They recommended active surveillance, and 6 months later, I wasn't too happy with that, so I went to see a second urologist. And they did a MRI this time and found a little more cancer, but still nothing awful alarming, so they offered HIFU. And with this HIFU, I made a number of calls, talked to several individuals, wasn't overwhelmed with what the HIFU procedure. Later I went to a third doctor, and this doctor ordered an MRI guided biopsy. At that point, he found 4 areas with cancer, prostate cancer. And they were anywhere from 8 to 35% of these core samples. Out of 22 samples, they found 4. Still, but the PSA was being elevated every time I went. At this point, which is about 2 years after the first biopsy, it was about 9 point something, 9.5 perhaps. And then I started investigating more seriously because it was elevating quite rapidly at that point. So I started getting on the internet, excuse me, and at this time, I have had told no one except for my wife. My 5 children, I have not explained anything to them. They know nothing about this. Then at that point, I let them know what I was going through. And they were all over the internet trying to find solutions. And we found Dr. Sperling. And with Dr. Sperling, it sounded very, very good. I mean, it sounded like what might be best for me. I researched it more, and I called across the country, spoke to 3 individuals who all basically said the same thing, that he was heaven sent and that he had the best procedure. I further investigated and finally decided that this was the best thing for me at this point. So we set an appointment. March the 1st, I had the procedure done down at Delray Beach with Dr. Sperling. They did the procedure, and I am back now 6 months later with the MRI results. And at this point, my PSA is down to 1.11, which is heaven sent in itself. So I'm here very happy. I'm cancer-free and feel like I have a lot to be thankful for. Dr. Sperling was awesome. He did the procedure, I think it was 2 hours or less. No pain whatsoever. I had no discomfort. The recovery, I have had no incontinence. I've had no other side effects. I've been actually free. I've been improving. I think I'm still recovering 6 months later. I think there's still room for improvement, but actually I've been doing very well. I would say that no one of us have asked for cancer, but you have to deal with it. You can't run from it, you can't hide from it, but you have to deal with it. Do your investigative work. Consider Dr. Sperling, because Dr. Sperling was phenomenal. I am cancer-free. My PSA was 1.11. Next year I have to have another MRI. And I would say you cannot run, you cannot hide. You've got it, unfortunately. Deal with it. And I highly recommend Dr. Sperling.